Yes.
Okay. Hey guys, welcome to the Team Perseverance Weekly Call. It's January 16th. My name is Jenn Holdman. For those of you that don't know me, I am a 3-star diamond coach on Team Perseverance. I've been a coach for about 3 years. I'm also a member of the Westchester Market Council, and I'm a Success Club 5 legend. My coach is Shanna Carlucci, who's on the call, and my success partner is Charisse, who is somewhere here in the gallery. She was on the screen before, I don't know where she went. But, key people to my success in the business has definitely been, Charisse and Shanna's help. I really appreciate both of their help. So I just wanted to give them a little shout out tonight. But I want to thank all of you for being part of this tonight. So I have the opportunity to speak with you. And I'd like to start with one of my favorite things, recognition. So I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, can everyone see my screen? Just give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Okay, good. So we're going to go over the shout outs for last week for the week-leg team volume. That's for my glasses on so I can actually see the names. So I want to give a shout out in the 300 Club to Jessica Armstrong, Laura Schiller, Cindy Corwin, Mike Delasala, Bob Strecco, Cami Cowart, Michelle Fry, Lisa Marr, Amanda Landsman, Darlene Shamp, and Angela McLaughlin. And I apologize if I am mispronouncing anybody's names. In the 500 Club, give a big shout out to Gina Strecco, Kristen Atkins, Maureen Garrett, and Lindsay Kaufman. In the 1000 Club, we have Dave Second Business Center, Shannon Larice, Lindsay Medvin, Michelle Delasala, Elizabeth Mullenbrook, Kelly Delavecchia, Jeff Nelson, Devin Wheaton, myself, and Tony Carlucci. In the 2000 Club, we have Tara Richmond, Charisse Nelson, Denise Brobson. In the 3000 Club, we have Kristen Atkins, Shanna Carlucci, and Stacy Larice. And in the 10,000 Club, we have David Atkins. Guys, these are the people you want to be following. These are the people that are being consistent and helping people week after week after week. That's the reason they are listed on this chart. And if you are not following them, I highly suggest that you do so because you will learn a lot from them. Now we're going to move on to announcements. So 2 huge announcements. Tomorrow, Dave and Kristen are hosting for the very first time their first monthly Getting Started Right call, which I think is fantastic. It's going to be every 3rd Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the first one is tomorrow. So if you have a new coach or someone who's new to working the business, it's a great opportunity for you to hop on with them and hear from Dave and Kristen to help get them started right. And then we also, in February, have our AMP training starting. AMP is a fantastic training program. It's for people who have finished Coach Basics and Emerald, and they are ready to take their business to the next level. This will get you there. So I encourage you, if you have completed those 2, if you are an Emerald coach and you have hit Success Club this month or last month, I highly suggest that, you still have time this month, but if you're on your way or, you're working really hard to hit it, I highly suggest you speak to your diamond or your upline star diamond to chat with them about getting into AMP and applying for AMP. It's an application process, so you definitely want to get in there. It's a fantastic, fantastic training. A few other announcements. Guys, Country Heat Challenge Pack is now permanently $140. So I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that. The Health Bet is up and running. Please, please, please make sure that your people are posting their Shakeology pictures and logging their workouts. Posting the pictures, they don't have to be in the pictures. The Shakeology has to be in the pictures. That's a key thing that a lot of people didn't qualify for the payout last time. So, people don't read the fine print. So as their coaches, we have to guide them and let them know about that. Team Cup registration opens today. If you don't know what the Team Cup is, it's a friendly competition. You form teams with only one diamond coach, and over the course of a month, you work together to earn as many Success Club points as possible, and you get prizes, and who doesn't like prizes? So definitely, I know we will be posting more information about the Team Cup on our team page, but start thinking of people who you work well with, who you think you would like to, form a Team Cup with. And the other thing is the All Access Pass is available until the 28th as of now. February 28th, that is. It's phenomenal, guys. The value that you are getting with this pass is just unbelievable. So, you know, if anyone comes to you asking you about various programs, I would strongly encourage you to mention this as an opportunity, because it offers so much for their money. And the other thing is, if you have coaches in your downline, you want to make sure to reach out to them and make sure they're upgrading, because they're going to save over $50 over the course of the year by upgrading their Beachbody On Demand to the All Access Pass. So you want to make sure they take advantage of that before we run out of time, because it is, as of now, they're saying it's a limited time offer. So please reach out to your coaches and just make sure that they have done that. Summit tickets are still available. It's in New Orleans this year in July. So if you are interested in going, definitely get those tickets. And also, talking about going places, the Success Club trip for 2018 is in Mexico. If you qualified for early registration, you would have gotten an email by now. But for everybody else, general registration starts on the 19th at noon Eastern Standard Time. And guys, I will tell you, you need to be on the phone at 12 o'clock, or on the computer rather, at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, because those rooms fly. It's not like, oh, I'll do it when I get home from work. No, if you do that, you're not going to get a room. So I, like, literally for this year, like, we were at 12 o'clock. We were like, okay, we're going to do it. So, you know, if you are interested in going, please be very aware that you need to do it right at 12 o'clock to get a room. And if you are in the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut area, I want to strongly suggest that you take out your date book right now and mark off Sunday, April 9th for our Super Sunday. We have an incredible guest speaker coming. We have not announced who it is yet. I'm not going to tell you, or else Dave will kill me. So, but I do want to tell you to mark that date off, because trust me, you are not going to want to miss it. So, you know, be sure to cross that off in your book now. You want to cross off to at least 2 o'clock. That way you can stay for the workout and have a really great experience. Live events is where it's at, guys. Going to live events really makes a huge, huge difference. So that's all the announcements and all the recognition. Any questions? If you have questions, you can type them in the box. Okay, awesome. Then we're going to get started. Okay, so my topic is breadcrumbing your story. And you might be saying, first of all, what the heck is breadcrumbing, Jen? And why did you choose this topic? So I'm going to tell you before I get into it. The reason I chose this topic, because there are so many times when I'm on Facebook and I see these posts and it's just a stock picture and it's, hey, buy this challenge pack. It's on sale. You know, all access pass, $199. Just selling. And it's like, ugh, it gives me at least a bad taste in my mouth. I don't want to see that, because you know what? It sort of belittles what we do. We really have been on quite a journey, and we have, you know, everyone comes from different backgrounds. Everyone has different stories. Everyone does this for a different reason. And that is what people need to connect with. Not, hey, country heat is $140. No, definitely not. Life is a story, and we need to tell people what yours says. It's critically important. So when you are telling your story, we do not want to overload people and be salesy. You don't want to see things like this. I don't want to see Shailene Johnson. I don't want to see Autumn Calabrese. I want to see your beautiful face. Whether it's sweaty and your hair is a mess or whatever it might be, that's what people want to see, okay? So we're going to chat about how you can do that effectively, because that could be really overwhelming and you put yourself in a vulnerable position, and sometimes people aren't quite sure how to approach that. So you might be saying, Jen, why are you going to make me do this? Why is it important to tell your story? Well, first of all, it shows your vulnerability, your real self. It makes you relatable. You do not want to be this perfect little Beachbody person. You are you, with your strengths, with your struggles. That is what makes you you, and that's what makes people connect with you and say, hey, you know what? I think I could do this with that person's help. If you're just putting up these stock images, there's not going to be that connection. You're not going to seem relatable. If every post is perfection and you never burn dinner and you never get frustrated with your kids or your alarm goes off every morning and you wake up with, sunshine and roses, yeah, that doesn't really happen. So it's not going to make you relatable. When you start sharing your story, it's going to help you to build your self-confidence. It's going to be a little scary at first, but as you do it and get more comfortable doing it, you will feel more self-confident. And it's going to grow your business, guys. The more that you share your story and you put yourself out there, your business is going to blossom. I can tell you from what I've seen, the people who I've seen share and are effective sharers are the people who are rocking it in the business. So I want you to really listen to what I'm going to tell you because it's very important. So breadcrumbing is a method of sharing your story that I had learned when I had gone to a Beachbody training, actually. And basically, your story is huge. So you cannot put this huge story up on Facebook because, guys, listen, I don't know about you, but I don't like to read these massive posts on Facebook. I like them short and sweet. So we want to share your story in pieces. We want people coming back for more. It's okay to share success, but do not omit your struggle. That is so, so important. Less is more, keep it simple, and do not overstimulate them. I like to think of the 3 W's. When did your struggle begin? What made you want to change? And how did you overcome it? How did you make that change? Okay? And like I said before, do not get caught up in trying to be perfect. It will really, really damage your success in this business. So an activity that I have told my team to do is this. I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to put this recording will be up, so you don't have to do this right this second. I'm going to tell you to take out 3 pieces of paper. And on the top of one, you're going to write life before Beachbody. The second one, you're going to write your turning point when you got invited and you said yes to that challenge group. And that 3rd piece of paper is going to be your life since you started Beachbody. So you have 3 separate pieces of paper. And that's how I want you to think of your story. So on that first one, the life before Beachbody, how are you feeling? How is your health? How is your self-confidence, your self-concept? There was something going on that led you to joining Beachbody. So really think about it. And sometimes the health and fitness thing, sometimes it's a financial thing coming to the business. Sometimes it's just, lack of energy. You can't keep up with your kids. You're getting sick all the time. You're overweight. You have diabetes, whatever it might be. Think about how you were before. Now on the second paper, when you got invited to that challenge group, what did you think? When your coach said to you, hey, I've got this great group for you to join. What did you think? I'll tell you what I thought, and Shanna can attest to this. I thought she was crazy. I was like, excuse me, I said, this is never going to work. I am never going to be able to work out at home. I had 2 kids at home. I work full time. You're crazy. This is not going to work. So that was my hesitation and my concerns. I have kids. I work full time. How am I going to find time to work out at home? Why do you say yes? Why did I say yes? Because Shanna told me there was a money back guarantee. That was it. That was my comfort. I'm like, okay, so when this doesn't work, at least I'll get my money back. That's it wasn't the best mindset to go into this with, but you know what? I had that as sort of my safety net. I wasn't going to be out over $200. So that made me feel a little bit of reassurance that I could spend this money on myself because I could get it back if it didn't work out. Why did you pick the program you started with? Think about it. Why did you pick that one? I picked T25 because it was 25 minutes. My life is insane. So 25 minutes worked perfectly for me. And then talk about your challenge group experience, the good, the bad, the ugly. I've posted about once I started, I was so skeptical in the beginning. And literally 2 weeks later, I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. I was getting results. I was feeling great. I saw my goal and I saw sort of that light at the end of the tunnel, like I can do this. So that was a huge turning point for me. I finally was like, okay, I'm going to drop the weight. I'm going to feel better. I'm not going to feel disgusting when I go clothes shopping anymore. This is good. This is giving me hope. I was really feeling hopeful, which is a huge, powerful thing to feel. And then on that 3rd piece of paper, life since you started Beachbody. How are you feeling? How's your health? Because remember, guys, we're all still on our journeys. Life since you started Beachbody doesn't mean goal. It means since you started. Some of us, we're at our goals. Some of us have quite a ways to go before we get to our goals. How are you feeling at this point in your journey? How's your health? How's your self-concept and confidence changed? lifestyle changes, results, non-scale victories. I love non-scale victories. We all know that scale doesn't like to move sometimes. But you know what? When you put on those pants that you haven't worn in months or years, that is the best feeling in the entire world, and you want to like tell everybody about it. Or when you put on a bikini and you actually leave the room, you just don't stay in the trying room and you're like, oh, I'll actually wear this at the pool, or I'll wear this at the beach. That's a huge moment. So those non-scale victories are something you want to shout off the rooftops. What are other people saying about your change and about the changes you've made? And what do you still struggle with? Because you know what, guys? Yes, we've lost weight. We're doing well. You know, we're making progress, but we still struggle. And it's okay to still struggle. And like I said before, it's critical that you show people that you still struggle. And then as far on the flip side, as opposed to, you know, your physical and emotional transformation, how is the coaching aspect of it? How has that helped you emotionally, physically, financially? You know, for me, being a coach helps me to keep me on track, you know, because I am just so, you know, I'm trying to help people so that they can achieve their goals. So I feel like I'd let them down if I don't keep up my end of the bargain by doing my workouts and doing my food prep and my nutrition. So, you know, I'll talk about that in posts that, you know, being a coach helps me, you know, and also just the pure joy you feel in seeing people succeed. I mean, it is amazing to watch someone transform in front of your eyes. And then, you know, money can be a little sensitive to talk about, but I'm definitely someone who's not like, hey, you know, I made this amount of money. I don't like to put anything like that on Facebook, but I will put things, you know, like I was able to send my kids to camp because of the money that I got paid from Beachbody. I was able to go on a vacation. I'll say things like, hey, thanks Beachbody, you know, things like that, where it's not a dollar amount. For me, that's what I'm comfortable and how I'm comfortable sharing that information. And don't forget, if you're sharing anything financially, you want to put the disclosure from Beachbody. That's really, really important. So this is an activity that I encourage each and every one of you to do. And if you struggle with it, I am encouraging you to sit down with your coach, have a Zoom call with them. You can chat with them over the phone or through private messaging and really come up with these lists. Because once you have these lists, here's what you're going to do with them. You are going to use each answer to craft a post. So, you know, when you're sitting there and you're like, oh, what should I post? You know, and you're just like, oh goodness, I don't know what I should post today. You know what you do? You know what I do? I look at my lists. I look at my before, my challenge group, and my now, and I go, oh, I remember, okay, this one, I can put a really good post with this memory, or with this, how I was feeling before I joined, or how I felt in the challenge group. It's so nice to have this database of things to go to at a minute's notice and create a real quality post. What I also do then is I have a Google Doc where I put all these posts in, and then I reuse them with different pictures. You know, no one's going to remember a post that I put up 3 months ago. So if you have this database, and sometimes I'll tweak them a little bit, it's a great database to have to really help you. So you're not constantly reinventing the wheel. We don't want to do that. We want to work smarter, not harder. It's really important to work smarter, not harder. And that's one way that I have learned to kind of cut some corners. You want to post old pictures of yourself so people really see your before. A lot of people will say, oh, Jen, you didn't need to lose that much weight. And then when I start showing them some old pictures from, 8-9 years ago, they're like, oh, wow, you really did make a change, because maybe they only know me now. They didn't know me before. So, and I had to dig because, Facebook wasn't around 8-9 years ago, or I wasn't on it. So, I went back in my Shutterfly albums and found a whole bunch of old pictures and saved them to my iPad. And I have a photo album on my iPad of all old pictures that I use in posts. So, being organized is really, really critically important. So creating things like photo albums on your iPad, on your iPhone is going to make your life so much easier. And you want to share, not sell or preach. No one wants to be preached down to. No one wants to be said, oh, look how great I am. Look how great I'm doing. You want to share what you're doing, not preach about what you're doing. It's a very fine line at times, but you really want to look at your post after you put it up and just make sure you're sharing. And you really want to limit your post to one answer from that list, one bullet point on that list from from the activity we just did. You don't want it to be super long. You want it to be very reader friendly. And at the end of the post, I always like to end with a question. You know, did you ever feel like that? Can you relate? Tell me I'm not alone. Things like that. Those are great attention grabbers. People are going to write comments to those because they're going to want to answer your question. You should not be ending every single post with, you know, and I have a challenge group starting, you know, on January, blah, blah, blah. Those call to action posts should be, like, I do them 1 or 2 times a week. They should not be constantly, join my challenge group, join my challenge group, join my challenge group, because it almost reverses you sharing a great element of your story because they got to the end and they're like, oh, there she is. She's just trying to get me to join her challenge group. She just wants me to buy something from her. So, you know, yes, have your calls to action, but when you are having these sharing posts on the other days, you don't taint the sharing post with that at the end, you know, and when you say, can you relate? Did you ever feel like that? Please tell me. This is a great opportunity now for you to form this person. You're going to send them a private message. You're going to say, hey, thank you so much for commenting. You know, so you felt like that too. You know, it was a really overwhelming feeling. You know, tell me about when you felt like that. And it really opens the door to a great conversation. So, you know, then that down the line, you can get to the invitation by following the invitation process, but you must start with the forming first. Doing this consistently, people will become intrigued and interested in your story. And you are going to reach out to them, and you know what? You never know where it might go. And then I just included this next slide. This is actually from Summit, excuse me, from last year's Summit. We went to a workshop on this, and I thought it was fantastic. You know, what's normal about you? Do you hate laundry? Yes, I totally hate laundry. Do you love crafting? Are you obsessed with being a dog mom or a cat mom? Do you love donuts? Is your favorite color pink? Like, we want to know you. What's your normal you? You know, what have you overcome? Was it debt, anxiety, weight loss, health issues, feeling lost? And what makes you special or unique? Because that's how you're going to find your people, your tribe. Are you a great writer? Do you love laundry? Who loves laundry? I don't know. That is not my tribe. I will tell you that right now. Do you have a special childhood story? You know, are you in a particular career? You know, like I'm a speech pathologist. I work in an elementary school. You know, are you a PTA mom? Are you a soccer mom? Like, what makes you special and unique and makes you relatable and being able to connect with a certain group of people? So I just wanted to share this slide with you because I thought it was really good. So remember those posts I showed you in the beginning of the call that we didn't like? These are the kind of posts that we do like. We want to see people. We want to see you. We want to see you with your kids, with your Shakeology cups, with, you know, doing the planks and doing the exercises. And we want it to be that you are a real person. So here are some posts from coaches on our team that did a really awesome job sharing their story. So here's Kristen O'Dell. She has 2 little kids. She has a newborn. She had a baby feels like a minute ago. And she's saying one baby is in the swing. Here's the baby in the swing. And she's got her other son running around. And she's got her Beachbody on Demand right here. And she's working out. So a lot of moms can relate to that. This one by Michelle, I literally laughed out loud when I saw this post by Michelle Delasala, because any mom out there, we all know about that damn button on the couch. As soon as you sit down, or if you get on the phone, that'll be Michelle's next post, I'm sure, the kids come running. You could have not heard from them for like 2 hours. You sit down, they come. So this post just spoke to me, and I'm sure it spoke to a lot of other moms out there. So I thought that was an awesome way of Michelle connecting with a lot of moms. I love this one from Dave. You know, Dave is like super fitness. You think of Dave and you're like, Dave is super consistent, super fitness. But I love that he went to New York City and had a big old pretzel. Hello, Carb Fest. But you know what? We got to live. And Dave's showing us, like, you know what? Like, yes, health and fitness are really important to me. But so is having a pretzel every once in a while. So he's showing he's relatable. He's a real person. He's not this perfect fitness guy. And then Shanna, I love Shanna. She works out with her husband all the time, which is unique. So I love it. She's sharing how they're supporting each other, because there are probably other couples out there that also would like to do this together. And she's showing them that can be done. So I love that she's sharing that part of her journey. Whoops, come on. There we go. Kristen cracks me up. Kristen cracks me up with her post. I put hers and mine on the same page because they really spoke to a lot of the same things. We were talking about how we were feeling before Beachbody. And what I liked about Kristen's is really, she talked about how, she was almost 40. She's a mom of 3. She gained almost 50 pounds with each pregnancy, and she loves her sweets. Why am I different than you? I'm not. So she's saying, hey, I'm a real person. I dealt with all this stuff too. And look where I've gone, and that's a powerful post. That's a really powerful post. And I did the same thing in mine. I was talking about how I felt pre-Beachbody, and I said Time Hop, that app Time Hop. Every once in a while, a picture will come up and it just smacks me in the face. And I'm like, whoa, that was me pre-Beachbody, overweight, embarrassed about what I wore, hated shopping, ate tons of processed food, was a huge stress eater, so I'm sharing, this is me before Beachbody, and I have my before and after below. Sharice, again, speaking to the moms out there, guys, a lot of our clients are moms, and we are busy. So she is saying how in the past, she used to just grab a bagel or something quick on the run. Now she's got her Shakeology. And funny enough, she doesn't mention the word Shakeology in that post. She's got her cup there. I know it's in the cup, but she doesn't. So you know what this does? This intrigues someone. Sharice, what's in there? What are you drinking on the go? So that's an attention grabber. That's her sharing her story, being a busy mom. I want to know what's in that cup. So that's going to get people interested. And I also like, Shanna and Tony with their food, because a lot of people will say, and I'm sure you've heard these stories and objections before, oh, well, my family won't eat that, or my husband won't eat that, I don't want to make 10 dinners. So she's showing how she adapted 2 dinners, one for her, one for her family. It's how she's making it work for her family, which is awesome. And this is a friend who's a very successful coach in the network, Lori Miggins. She also was sharing the things that used to hold her back are the things that motivate her now, which I think is a really powerful message. And Gina, this was actually a video. That's why it kind of looks like stop frame like this. But I thought the message that she was sharing is very, very good, and it reaches a lot of people. She's basically saying hey guys, this isn't going to be easy. It's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to feel defeated. You're going to feel like you're a failure. You're going to ask yourself, why bother? But it's going to be the best feeling when you don't give up and when you keep persevering. So she's really saying that she feels all these things, and yet she keeps going and going and going, which is critical, the perseverance and just never giving up and going for your goals. So all of these posts are amazing sharing posts. These posts are things that will reach people. These posts are the ones that are going to, make that person stop for a second and say, hey, you know what? I might want to talk to that person about that. I'm going to like that post. And then when they like that post, that's a perfect opportunity for you to reach out to that person and say, thank you so much for liking my post. It means so much to me, and just opening up the floodgates for a conversation. Most of the times I'm just thanking them for taking a minute out of their busy day to look at my post and read my post and press like. And it really does lead to a really nice conversation, whether they ever join a challenge group or never join a challenge group. It's something, I've made a relationship, and some of those people started off by liking my posts. We had that initial chat. We became friends. They didn't want to join, but yet 2 years later, guess what? They didn't want to join. So you lay the groundwork, you lay the foundation for future people to join your groups. Trust me, if they have a why and they are relating to the post that you are sharing about your struggles and how you're feeling, they will join a challenge group eventually. Any question? Here, let me put this glass on. I can't see. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you guys are finding this helpful. Does anyone have questions? If you have questions, you can just unmute yourself or type it in the box thing. Any questions? Yes, I go to the next screen. All right. If you guys don't have any questions, that's all I have.
Jen, can I just say thank you so much? I mean, the amount of prep you put into this, thank you so much. The call was fantastic. You guys, I'm telling you, some of you guys, the leaders that we have are so creative and so good at what you did. And, Sharice last week and now you, it's just been really good and great content. So just thank you so much.
No problem. No problem.
It was
I'm glad. I
great.
hope it helps you guys.
Guys, are any questions for Jenn? Anything?
I don't have a question. I just want to say great job, Jen. You really did awesome with the call. I
Thank
love how in
you.
the beginning of the call during recognition, you told everybody that they should be following the people that were being recognized. And at the end of the call, you totally did that and showed everybody how if they follow those people, they'll see exactly what they should be doing. So I just thought it was great. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, people don't get successful by accident. It doesn't just sort of happen. It would be kind of nice if you just surprised, hey, you're successful. It doesn't work like that. You have to put in the blood, the sweat, the tears, and the people who are on the leaderboards are doing that consistently. That's why they're up there. So follow them.
Amanda was asking if the slides will be available, and she means in Team Fit and Natural, if your slides will be available for us.
Oh, I could give it to Shreese. That's fine.
Thank you.
Sure, and I'll put it in the I'll put it in the file section of Team Perseverance and Team Spark as well. If any other team leaders want it, they could just copy it from there.
Excellent. Anybody
else, guys? All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know it's, crazy and it's been a holiday and a lot of you were home with crazy kids all day. So thank you for taking the time to be part of this call, and I hope that you found it valuable, and I hope that we see you guys next week. Have a good night, guys. Bye-bye.